There's whales. Anyway, so I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to start breaking it down into categories and then sticking or trying to stick to the particular category with only a few tangents. So tonight's category is tips for dating my husband. Yeah, but we're going to start with some beads because I just wanted to show off some beads first. And beads, there'll be a whole post on this later, so this is just a tangent. Anyway, this is what they're looking like in their packaging. And I don't know if you can see the leaf that well. That's a basil leaf I snipped off of a plant. Reflections. I'm trying to get the reflection minimized. And then I have multi-packs that I'm going to be doing. I still need the header cards, but that's a print order and I haven't gotten there yet. So a 5-pack. That's a rainbow of different patterns. Can you get there we go, the different patterns. We have the mint leaf, the heart, basil leaf, a little swirly thing, and the hearts. And then Sea and Fire. I really like that one. I have no idea how much I'm going to sell these for yet. Still getting there. Dates for dating my husband. Trying to keep a straight face. Each segment's going to have its own philosophy, its own, that's not the right word, its own theme-ish, as told by the title. I want to separate this is a bead tutorial from this is all about spinning, from I'm going to be dyeing eventually, dyeing fibers, coloring fibers. Eventually, I'm going to be doing cooking tutorials eventually, and tips on life and the question and answer ones. So I want to separate all that so that you know when you look at the title what you're opening up for. I have health problems. And years and years and years ago, when they first said I was going to die, and they made a big deal about it, I started talking about, you know, who Michael needed to look at for his next wife. And he got very, very upset for some reason. And it became a running joke. And it's still a running joke. The other day at the grocery store, I used to be the one that kept track of what was going into the cart, so I knew how much we were spending, and we'd get to the cash register, and I'd say we have $132 in the cart, and he'd be like, really? And she'd ring it up and it'd be $131.92. And he never could figure out how I did it, and I finally explained to him, it's like, you literally count. I'm putting $2 in the cart, I'm putting $1.50 in the cart, I'm putting $5 in the cart. And you keep a running total, which is why I get grumpy when you go off on tangents talking to me while I'm grocery shopping, while I'm trying to study my list and read the backs of the labels and find things that don't poison me, and doing all of this and staying under budget, and you're talking to me about car tires and I'm not listening. So this last week at Winco, we got up to the cash register and he goes, well, how much do you think is in the cart? And I looked down and said, $50. He goes, that's what I thought. And it rang through at $53. And I'm like, damn it, I missed something. And he goes, you grabbed the Nutella at the last minute. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And I was like, so we both missed the Nutella. And he goes, yeah, things added to the cart after you get in line don't count. And it was humorous. So he paid and we finished bagging. He's like, aren't you proud of me that I kept track of how much was going into the cart? I'm like, yeah, my work here is done. And he just had one of those moments where he froze and he stared at me for a minute. And then he's like, no, we don't joke about that. I'm like, yeah, we don't. We really don't. We joke about what his next girlfriend's going to be like. His next girlfriend could be next week because we are poly. I love him. I love him dearly. And I don't want to see him spend the rest of his life being miserable, being the old hermit widower bullshit, which he has a tendency because of the hoarding. He has that pattern already where if you don't hit him upside the head with a sledgehammer and drag him off to the cave, he ain't going to notice you're flirting. So, yeah, there's going to be an entire section on what I want for my husband going forward in life. Am I going to die anytime soon? No. But this last doctor's round was a little traumatic, a little stressful. My immune system is completely and utterly fucked. And it looks like instead of having an aggressive immune system, I have a non-existent immune system right now, or a severely compromised immune system right now, which started with the headaches and the fever last month. So we go forward, one foot in front of the other. In the meantime, I'm making beads and I need header cards. And I've come up with, the spinning is called Drunken Spider Yarn. And I came up with a logo for it, which I don't know if I can draw off the top of my head, but it's basically a spider body, and then it's like this but in black and white, and it's sexy. So you kind of looks like you're looking at a woman laying down, sort of suggestive. Anyway, that's the logo for that, and I was trying to come up with what I wanted for the name for the beads and for the logo for the beads. And I decided I want to use the Choctaw Horned Serpent, which is it's a diamondback rattler with horns and wings. And I can't pull it up on the phone to show you because I'm on the phone. Anyway, it was found in the mounds. Choctaws were mound builders. The original art has two snakes tied in knots. It's a very specific graphic that to me says Choctaw, Chickasaw, that clan, that set of Native American. And when I first came up with the Drunken Spider, I was going to name it from a Choctaw word for spider, which sounds like it's unkta, sounds like uncle. And I was going to call it Drunken Unkta, Drunken Uncle. And I got ripped up one side and down the other by some Choctaws. Up one disrespectful of family. Yeah. So I was thinking about using the title for the Horned Serpent and decided, maybe not. And I came up with the idea of Basilisk Beads. You know what I'm saying. Basilisk. I can't say the word. Anyway, beads. For the beads that I make. And using the Horned Serpent because the Horned Serpent with wings looks like a basilisk. So that's my idea for that. Anyway, Michael will be doing the artwork for me, so sometime in the next week I'm going to sit him down with a super big gulp and some pens and paper in a coffee shop or a Denny's, and he's going to draw out the basic artwork, and then we're going to order header cards. The header cards have to be ordered with a blank spot to put in, either with a sticker or a stamp, the address and all of that later, because we don't have it until we buy a house. But I need to be moving forward on getting this stuff ready to sell. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to date my husband, your best bet is to talk to me first, because he ain't going to say anything and he ain't going to notice you're flirting with him. And if I like you, I'll set you up, and if I don't like you, I'll tell you he's not interested. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.